Hello everyone and good day. So for this video, we will have a short walkthrough on how to process data from your financial statements, particularly from your profit and loss statement to the Drake 2023 tax software. So this discussion is specifically for Form 1120S. So you have here on the left side of the screen our sample profit and loss statement. And then on the right side of the screen, we have our Drake software. First, you navigate to your General tab and then click on Income, INC or Income. This will now be your data entry screen for your income items. So you refer back to your financial statements, your profit and loss statements, and determine your gross receipts or sale. So for this example, we have gross receipt or sales from Amazon totaling 742,963.91. So you just enter that here in item 1A, gross receipt or sales. Next is for the other income items. So we have here other income of credit card rewards and interest earned with a total amount of 12,414.81. So you just enter that here in item 5, other income. Double click and then you can enter the details of your other income in these columns or in this table. After this one, you may exit the screen, and then next we will now input or process data from our cost of goods sold section in the profit and loss statement. So you just click on item 2, cost of goods sold. We have here 1125A screen. So click on this one, and then our data entry screen for cost of goods sold will now appear. So you just input your data. So since we're working on year 2023, just input the inventory beginning of the year of 80,091, and then purchases of 40,000, and then ending inventory of 31,000. So there are also other instances where part of the entity's cost of goods sold is their labor hired. So you enter it in item 3. And then if you have other costs, excluding depreciation, you enter it in item 5. If you have direct cost, part of your cost of goods sold, depreciation expense, you enter it in a separate item. Next, we have line items 9A to F. So you just have to tick or answer the corresponding boxes applicable to your client. So for example, the methods used for valuing inventory, for this sample, we have cost, and then we didn't have any write down, and LIFO is not adopted, so this is just left blank. And then we have item 9E, do the rules of section 263A apply to this corporation? So 263A is basically applicable to manufacturers, constructors, and other businesses that create their own inventory, or those who acquire personal property for resale, like retailers, wholesalers, and other businesses that purchase inventory for resale to customers. However, there are also exceptions for businesses with annual gross receipts below 26 million. This is for year 2021. They are generally exempt. So for this sample, we will answer no. And then, was there any change in determining inventories? For the sample, we have no change in determining inventories, so we tick on no. So that is how you input your cost of goods sold section. Next, you can close this window and then click on this portion, the deduction screen, and then our deduction screen will pop up. So we will input our deduction items on this screen. So for this sample, we have these deductible expenses. So in practice, any items in our expenses which has a corresponding items here in our data entry screen will be entered separately. So for all other expenses not found on this screen, we will enter it under other deductions. So you just need to double click on this box, and then we will have our other deductions screen. So you can just enter your other deductions line by line into this table. So after entering all your other deductions, we'll now exit the screen And then we will go back to our deduction data entry screen. So if you enter your depreciation, you just click on this form 4562 so that your depreciation screen will pop up. But this will be discussed in a separate video. Next is your salaries and wages. So you have to make sure that your salaries and wages are properly recorded. So take note of these items: officer compensation non-shareholders, officers compensation shareholders, and then salaries and wages to non-shareholders, and salaries and wages to shareholders. So if the shareholder is acting as an officer, the salaries and wages paid to that particular shareholder will be recorded into this line item. However, if that officer is not a shareholder, so we will record it in this item. Next, if the salaries and wages are paid to non-shareholders and non-officers, we will input that on this line item. And then if the salaries and wages are paid to shareholders who are not officers, it will be reported in this line item. Moreover, for this portion, taxes and licenses, you have an option to detail your taxes and licenses. Double-click on this box. A separate screen for taxes and licenses will pop up. So you can enter your line items here. It may be payroll taxes or any other taxes paid by the client. So that is how you input your profit and loss statement items into your Drake 2023 tax software. So you can counter check if you have entered your income and deductions properly. So we just hover our mouse in the upper part of our Drake screen and then click on view or print, and then go to your 1120S screen. So this is where you will see your net income in your 1120S form. So we can see here that this is 147,540 as opposed to our net income for 2023 of 130,576.73. For 1120S, we can view our M1, which reconciles our book income from our tax return income. So we just go to page 5, and then this is your schedule M1. Here you will see that our book income corresponds to the book income in our profit and loss statement. So that is how you verify that you properly recorded your income and deductions in your tax return. Now you may close this screen, and that is how you input your income and deduction items from your profit and loss.